Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, ShrimadBhagavatam184. As you may remember, Pururavas was so in love with Urvashi, he was going crazy as she appeared and disappeared. Finally, she told him, pray to the Gandharvas and they'll help you. So he did, and they gave him a pot of fire. They said, perform the rites we tell you with the help of this pot. You will finally reach Urvashi. He buried the pot under a tree, and that night he spent in thoughts of her. That night he dreamt of the three Vedas. In the morning he went to the spot where he had buried the pot of fire. He rubbed the pieces of arani as he had been instructed. He found fire being formed. The fire assumed three forms to represent the three fires presided over by the three Vedas: Gurahapatya, Ahavanyan, and Dakshinagni. With this fire, the king worshipped Narayana and asked him to grant him his wish. Pururavas was granted his wish. He reached the abode of the Gandharvas, and there he was united with Urvashi. 115. Parasurama. In the line of Pururavas was born a king named Gadi. His daughter was Satyavati. Ruchika, a Brahmin, came to the king and asked for the hand of his daughter in marriage. The king said, if you want her, you must give me 1,000 horses which are milky white like the moon, and which have ears which are black. If you love my daughter enough, you must be able to pay this kanya solka. We are not usually in the habit of asking for this solka, but I want to see how much you love my daughter. Ruchika went to Varuna, the lord of the oceans, and asked him to help him. He came back with 1,000 white horses and claimed the hand of the king's daughter. Gadi was quite satisfied that his daughter would have a loving husband, and gave Satyavati to Ruchika. Gadi had no son, and Ruchika did not have one either. Gadi's wife and Satyavati asked Ruchika to help them realize their wish. He agreed to do so. He prepared for them holy water sanctified by incantations. 2 pots held the water. One was meant for the king's wife. Ruchika had asked for a son full of the qualities of a kshatriya, to be born to the woman who drank out of that pot. The other pot, which was meant for his wife, contained water which would grant a son with Brahmanic qualities. Having placed them in the ashram, Ruchika went to the river to perform his daily sandhya rituals. The 2 women came into the ashram and saw the pots of water meant for them. The queen, Gadi's wife, had a suspicion that Ruchika would naturally be partial to his wife. She thought that the charu meant for Satyavati would be better than the one meant for herself. She wanted her own son to be superior to her grandson. So she told Satyavati that no harm would come to them if they exchanged the pots, since they were both meant to grant them children. Satyavati was very sweet by nature, and she said, so be it. And before Ruchika came back from his bath, they had drunk the water. Satyavati later told him about the suggestion of her mother, about the exchange of the pots. He was very angry with the women for their foolishness. Why did you both do it without asking me, he said. Since you both wanted sons, I prepared the water for your mother so that her son would have the qualities of a kshatriya. And the pot I prepared for you was to give you a son who had the qualities of a Brahmin. All that is changed now. Your brother will be a saintly person, while your son will have the nature of a kshatriya. Satyavati was greatly upset and fell at his feet, asking him to somehow modify the situation. Ruchika said, I can only do one thing. Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.